Hello, and welcome to Redaction Report. And today I am not joined by UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. I am joined by Drew Galdron. He is the Rejoin EU candidate for the upcoming by-election in North Shropshire on December the 16th. Now, this by-election came about because of the resignation of Owen Paterson, Conservative MP for the constituency, who was forced to resign amidst allegations he'd broken parliamentary lobbying rules. This is going to be a hotly contested by-election. Recently, we've seen in the bookies suggestions that the Liberal Democrats may be in with a shot of gaining the seat from the Conservatives, but we're going to break that down today. Drew, how's it going?
Hi, James. It's been an interesting time, particularly in my general line of work.
Yeah, so you have an impression of Boris Johnson that you've been bringing out onto the campaign trail. So how did this Boris Johnson impression come about? How did you go about developing this?
Well, I've actually been impersonating Boris professionally for 10 years now. And before then, I was kind of encouraged into it by friends who thought that I looked like him really since my early 20s. And then obviously since my late 20s, this has kind of been my thing, and I've only involved myself politically mainly in campaigning against Brexit since 2017, and obviously the Rejoin Party is kind of a continuation of that, but they actually invited me to contest the North Shropshire seat in this by-election. And as you can imagine, you know, a small party with few resources, we know what sort of outcome we're likely to get, but the real outcome that Rejoin EU is looking for is to express to the main opposition parties of England that you're just not talking enough about all the ills that have been brought into Westminster by Brexit and by Tory sleaze.
Okay, before we come on to looking at North Shropshire more specifically, let's take a look at what's been going on in national news most recently, because it has hit national news recently that there was reportedly a Christmas party last year at number 10 Downing Street, at a time when UK was in lockdown. Boris Johnson is still very much on the ropes over this, but I don't think the government's going to be getting off the hook over this. What have you made of the news?
It's almost like trouble keeps finding Boris Johnson and his cabinet, and it doesn't surprise me in the least. We were already getting a strong odor of hypocrisy from the actions of Dominic Cummings since early into the initial lockdowns, and I think a big thing over the lockdowns, particularly, has been the very unclear guidance.
What would be your key message to the people of North Shropshire as they head to the polls in this by-election?
Well, James, oh boy, I would have to say to you that as much as North Shropshire has a great many strengths, its terminal weakness is that it has continued to vote in a Conservative Member of Parliament to represent it in the theatre of Westminster, and it has clearly brought the constituency nothing but trouble, and nothing but trouble to the agriculture on which it has continued to depend. And the only way to overcome that weakness in next week's by-election is to simply not vote Tory.
Great stuff. Well, thanks very much, Drew, for joining us. This has been Redaction Report. I'm your host, James Moules. Thanks very much for tuning in once again. Please like and subscribe, follow us on all our social media channels, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.
Thanks very much.